Welcome to DENWOOD.
That's what I'm dealing with. Alright, so I've just kind of been thinking and planning this out mentally. And at first thought, I don't know, it seemed smart, but maybe it was kind of stupid. I marked my line at 1 foot, and it's going to grade higher in every direction from there. And then I realized that when I start drawing my line out this way, I've got to make sure it's at the same height. And since the ground from this post to this post is going to be at a slightly different height, then I decided to run a line to make it level between the two posts. So I have one line going that way and then one line going that way that are both at the same level. But then I realized that that's not really that important, because once I run this line down and I measure all of the tubes that are going to be meeting up with that line, then this tube, this post, is already going to be leveled out by that line at that height. So essentially all I have to do afterwards, instead of having to level out between these two posts, is run the line from that post to that post, and as long as it's hitting the tops of this post, it's essentially level, and it should basically bring it to the same height as this line over here. So I really didn't need to run this second line. I mean, it's good that I have it there just in case for reference, but I didn't really need to, theoretically. Holy shit. Ah, I wish you could see that. That's crazy. I wonder if you can. If I can zoom here. It sucks because the moon never looks great through a camera. It always looks much larger, like from the human eye, because there's much bigger perspective and reference. But that moon right there with that cloud during the daylight looks fucking amazing. Ah, I wish I had a better zoom. It's beautiful. Wow. Okay, anyhow, let's get back to work. Where are we at here? Okay, yep, next thing's next. I'm gonna measure and level my line going this way, all the way across that first run. Then I'm gonna get my cement tubes after that's level and cut them to the height that I need them to be in order to make all of those posts that go in level. And then I will pull out the tubes essentially, pour the first base of cement, put the tubes back in, again making sure it's level, and then fill up the tubes. I think we're at that point. So stoked for that. I want to get things ready. All right, there we go. I got my first line set. It's looking pretty level. yeah, so next thing, I've just got to cut out this big yellow tube to height for that hole, and we're going to start with hole number 1. Yeah. That was not a straight cut at all. I've got to figure out a better way of measuring it. I've got to find a better way of making sure I get a very straight, round cut. This doesn't really matter so much because I can level it in the dirt. But all the, doesn't matter that much. How straight? I think it does. Yeah, the first one doesn't though. I can just stick it into the dirt and kind of find the level, but all the ones after this, I've got to find a way better method, so.
One better method later.
And since I cut that tube a little bit short, what I'm going to do is fill this up with concrete, get it right up to the level I need it at, see if the tube can kind of fit on there and be level, and if not, then I may just build up dirt around the edges to kind of pull the post up to the level I need it at. And then going forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the posts a bit longer than I need to, because they will actually kind of just shove right into the hole at whatever level I need them to be at. So that's the goal going forward. But yeah, we're getting the first one done. Stuff's a little too hard. I'll mix that in with the second hole. So we're learning as we go, basically. As I'm putting in the tube, I'm building up a barrier around the outside of it with the mud that I already have, just because I cut the tube a little too short. And that is when I realized, I know these are silly things, you know, but I'm kind of going off the seat of my pants here, or off the cuff. But you don't just have to have something level this way. You have to have it level this way as well. That's what makes a larger surface level, is in all directions. So I did end up having to run that second line across and level it out, just to make sure I get the first post as level as possible. So I've got it kind of buried around in the mud there. I've got it level. Now I can fill my first post up with cement. Being that it's so kind of wet and cold out today, I might only get the one done. Also, because stupidly I realized I actually do have to run a crosshairs across each tube, which means I will have to run a line for every single hole, which is fun. But I suppose all I really have to do is, once I get this post done, is move over my perpendicular line each time I do one of the forthcoming holes. That's probably the smart way to do it. Again, for the reason of not having to cut up a bunch of rebar and make a whole shitload of crosshairs. I'm trying to keep it as minimal as possible, and just do like one hole at a time, cut these out one at a time. But I think it's going to work out. So now I'm going to go find a wheelbarrow And fill up that first tube.
1 bazillion seconds later.
Ha! I found my wheelbarrow. Now I gotta get rid of those leaves. Take a look at this guy. I think wheelbarrow's had one too many martinis. Don't you think? You're fucking sideways, man. You're fucking sideways. But the great thing about it is that along with the legs being bent, the wheel is bent as well, so it's actually level. Somehow it's nice and flat and level. Kind of confident that thing's gonna, whoa, camera. I think that's, at some point that's gonna just fall over once I have it filled with cement. I'm sure of it. But DIY, right? Let's get that bag in there. Munch it up. Shit. Ah! Go straight. Go straight. There we go. Straight. Straight. Woo! Ah! Thanks, Rain. Thank you, Rain. I think it was going to take that long to mix it up. It's because it's already been dampened, it's real rocky. Yeah, so a lot of it's kind of clumped up, stuck together, not dry, it didn't get super wet. Just got wet enough to kind of slightly harden and kind of make it more difficult. Now this thing wants to eat shit. There you have it, folks. It was a bit on the rough side, I'd say. Dealing with the cement I was dealing with, the little mud hill I had to create, my leveling situation. But here's post number 1 done. It's a big step. It's a big step in the building process. There we go. There's the level lines. You can see they're just barely touching the top all the way around. Had to build that little mud hill to surround it so I can keep the cement inside. Number 1 done. 1 and done. Now maybe I don't know if I'll have time today. Let's look at the moon again. Dude, look at that sunset, bro. Brosephine. Yeah, and the moon. Fucking, you know what? So lame, but there's nothing better than a day moon, right? It feels like you're on like Tatooine or something. Star Wars. type stuff. It's amazing. Winter time is good, right? It'd be better with snow, but it's good not having snow because then I could work. But winter time is okay. Look at the moon again. Look at that. Oh, when I got my own spot built, it's gonna be so beautiful out here. It's gonna be so nice to just sit back out on the patio, have a beer, look at the view. I can't wait. It's worth all this trial and error and work. Only got the one post put in. Beautiful moon. Chilling. The sky. Diamonds. God, dude, cameras suck. At least mine does. Focus. Focus, you rat bastard. Focus. Whatever. It looks beautiful on my end. Yeah, I might have to call it quits. Dude, I really need to get some lights out here just so I can keep going into the night. But again, even with lights, nighttime, like doing line leveling, it's probably best to do it in the day. So I feel like I'm only gonna get this one post in today. It's looking good though. I got my other line marked out for tomorrow for the next post. Yeah, it's going so slow. I only got a couple hours of work in. Ugh. Maybe tomorrow will be better and we can get lots done. And also it looks like it's gonna take a shitload more cement than I expected, so that $600 tally is probably gonna go up a hell of a lot more just for the the base. Whatever. You know, I need a place to live, so. Yeah, it's almost Christmas time. Got some Christmas shopping to do, so I'm probably gonna call it quits for tonight. Go inside, go online, do some shopping. I can't even count how many days this is because getting 2 hours of work a day, you can't really say day one, day two. Like this is gonna have to be week one, week two. It's gonna take me 3 weeks just to get fucking the first part done. Anyway, see you tomorrow.